What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another video here at Wicked Garage. In front of me we have a stump grinder that unfortunately has some issues with the axle spindles, so we are going to repair those in this video, and I hope you enjoy. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. So before we get into it, guys, as you can see, the wheel has a tilt to it. This is the main reason why it's here. As you can see, it just sort of free spins in the air because it's not bent to the ground, it's bent up off the ground. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to fix the crack, the main issue, which as you can see is right there. And then you can see there's definitely a bunch of other repairs that they've done over the years to this. Definitely was a gusset there but broke off, and there's just a lot of force from this hydraulic piston itself. So our plan is to take the wheels off, take these whole spindle, drop axles, whatever you want to call them, out, clean them up, fix this and repair it, and then gusset everything so that this does not happen again. Alright guys, so cut the main piece off, the spindle off that mounts to the top that already had repairs and everything. Cut that all off, cleaned it all up, V'd it out the best that I could, obviously, without screwing up the spindle right here. And then I basically just did a nice, like, very hot root pass, and then, you know, sort of covered it with more welds. Alright guys, so as you've seen, I was grinding and welding a lot. What I did was I cut this off, and then we went back in, V'd everything out, did a nice root weld in there to really burn it in, and then burnt in a lot of welds around it and sort of tied everything together, cleaned it off, and then it did the same thing, did some nicer, hotter welds, pulled everything together, and then cleaned it all up, ground it all down, put a weld around this, and then cleaned it up with the regular flap disc wheel, and it looks pretty dang good. It's so close to the spindle itself, there's no way to get a fish plate in there to cover up the crack to sort of take the stress out of this whole thing. So the next thing we're gonna do is once this cools down, we're gonna flip this over, and we're going to put a gusset inside here so that it carries the stress from the piston and the wheel and turning and all that stuff that it's always had. That's mainly why they had the gussets on the side, but it seems like the spindle is where it's breaking, so I'm not quite sure why they never did gussets over the spindle. So we're gonna just take that center and just go right down the center and put a nice gusset in there so that it can carry the load a lot better. Same on this side. We're going to clean up the welds, V it all out, weld it all up, make it the exact same way, and then we're going to, you can see this side doesn't have that for the piston because it has the tie rods that or the steering rod that goes to the other side, but essentially what we're going to do is we're going to create a gusset after we clean all this crap up, and we're going to create a gusset that goes up and through there, carries the stress, like I said on that one, carries the same thing, the stress of the wheel and the turning, and any other stress that it has, because obviously this is failing quite frequently over the years. So we're just going to get that done, and once that's all cooled down, we'll flip that over. We'll finish that one first, then we'll go to this one, V it all out, clean it all up, and get this done. So hope you're enjoying. If you are, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's get back into it, guys. All right, guys, so as you've seen, we got these done. Main thing we did was fix the crack on this side. This was cracked and bent, so we welded that all up. Obviously, you've seen us, we took this off and got this back to square, and then welded everything up, cleaned it up, and then re-welded again over top of it, so to create a mound and a structure, a stiffer structure. So we added some material on there just to make it a little bit thicker, so you can see. And then we added the same thing on this spindle as well. So we just did gussets, which is more than what it needs to be. I don't know why they don't do this from factory, but being in this type of industry, same thing with mechanics, there's a lot of things you can't explain that engineers do. This is sort of a feeling of like engineered failure, and that's a lot more now than it was back then. You can see we put some gussets in here to support the stress of the top. Again, like I said, did a lot of welding in here, did the best that I could. There's only, as you can see, there's like about 2 finger lengths to get in there, and the other side, the gusset actually covers right here, so you can't really get in there nice and good. So this gusset will actually take up a lot of the stress that's involved on this top spindle, as well as the lower gusset, because we have the hydraulic cylinder that's pushing on this, pushing and pulling to turn this. So other than that, we cleaned them up. They look good. We're going to just spritz a quick little coat on the axles itself where I welded and everything, and then we'll clean up all the old grease out of the hole and pretty much put these in, re-grease them. All right, guys, we are all finished up, put it back together, greased everything up, and as you can see, the wheel is not against the side anymore, so look pretty good. Like I said, I don't know why they don't do the gussets from factory, but yeah, we added those in, painted everything last night before we left, and then as you see, we installed them, and now everything is back to normal. So I'm gonna finish up by doing the little skirts that go around the stump grinder when it's grinding, and that is going to be it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.